Okay, well, I was thinking about doing this last night, but I got back home last night really late. I had a wedding yesterday to go to from one of my cousins. So yeah, but I'm back. I don't, honestly, I'm wondering maybe I should try playing a little bit of Breath of the Wild, Breath of Wild's Pass again, just like for a couple of hours before my family comes over for today. But I'm not sure yet. We'll see. In any case, Rearmed Ingrid. So it's been a long time since we got a Three Houses banner. Um, so I already watched the trailer, but I'm gonna go ahead go over the units and see what they've got. Um, and we'll also see let's take a look at the artwork and everything. So, but take a look. Felix took forever to get this guy. I think this is actually a
skilled sparring partners wherever I look.
This is basically a Game of Vargas. Yeah, it's basically a Game of Vargas trailer. Godlike reflexes, lone wolf, taxi board 3. Pretty busted, solo sword. Rhea's here though. That's definitely. But the thing is, she's more associated with the
stream of those who threaten the peace flows.
It makes sense for her to appear on the. She's only got 4 skills. That's kind of weird. But she does have 2 Dragon Wall, and she still has 2 Tier 4 skills, so she's still pretty busted. But
you have been judged.
Also, we're never gonna get Sword of Ceros, are we? We're never gonna get Sword of Ceros or anything. Sylvain.
If I'm ever coming on too strong,
he's an axe though. He's an axe, and he's got a sword by his side. What is up with this guy? Like, he doesn't have anything. We still had a Lance of Ruin. That's one thing we don't have yet, is Lance of Ruin. So I missed it. She is flying, right? I didn't catch it earlier. Yeah. When I took a brief look at it, I didn't catch if she's flying or not. But she does, of course, have Luin again, but she's a Rearmed Hero, so this is an Arcane Luin.
Upon my land,
she is flying. Okay.
I will protect you.
Makes sense. But this is 3 Hopes Ingrid. This is 3 Hopes Ingrid. That's definitely different. They're basically they're still using 3 Hopes slot for ults and everything. And we didn't get War Arc Ingrid yet. We got. Kvasir. So there's a new character called Kvasir, but she's not the boss of the chapter. Sylvain's a 4-star demo. Okay. I already checked to the Grand Hero Battle unit. This time is Cornelia. So it'll be interesting to see what they give her. But because she's a Grand Hero Battle unit, she's not gonna be that great. They could give her a unique weapon. Hopefully they do. Of course, she'll have to be a tome more than likely. Okay, so Lone Wolf. I think Lone Wolf is his skill, right? I think Lone Wolf is actually. I am surprised they didn't give him the Age of Shield. They could have also given the Sword of Fraldarius here too, but they didn't. Or did I say the Sword of Moralta? The Sword of Moralta is the sword that Rodrigo will give him. Lone Wolf accelerates special trigger cooldown count -1. If unit's HP is greater than 20% at start of turn, grants following effect to unit at start of turn, or if unit's HP is greater than 25% at start of combat, grants following effect to you after combat. Oh. Oh, okay, I think it's the same thing. So, if 20 HP is greater than or equal to 20% at start of turn, he gains unit special cooldown count is at its maximum value. Special cooldown count -2 units. If unit special cooldown count is at its maximum value, grant special cooldown count -2 to unit. If unit special cooldown is maximum value -1, grant special cooldown count -1 unit. Oh, so it only does it if it's either at its maximum value or just below its maximum value. So it always brings it down to below 2 for its maximum value. But that's it. But the thing is, this can happen depending on what his AP is. Okay, so it's Star of Turn or Star of Combat. I assume with this because it says or, I assume it means that if if it's the start of turn, it only triggers at the start of the turn. So at start of turn, he has AP greater than 20%. Then he gains he gets reduction in his for his max clone count. But if he does not have that, then it's when he heals him in the meantime and he goes into his combat, then it drops as well. I don't think it's saying that it'll happen at the start of turn and at the start of a combat. I assume it's not the case anyway. Am I wrong? I'm a little bit confused with this, but I think that's what it's saying. But if it's not, then that can be pretty broken if it triggers on each consecutive in each situation. Okay, and now goes to the next section. This is not related to the previous condition. At start of combat, if use HP is greater equal to 20%, grants +5 to all sides to do it during combat, and reduces damage from attacks during combat and from air effect potentials by 30%. And also, if unit is not reduced to an ally, grant inflicts -5 to attack speed defense on foe during combat. So Lone Wolf is like, of course, it's expecting to be not near allies. So I kind of expect him to at least say something like that, and he does at the end. But it's weird that it's not throughout the rest of the whole thing. Most of it's about having enough HP to trigger it. Oh, wow. So basically, godlike reflexes. What this is saying here is that if he's got greater than or equal to 20% HP and start HP, he will always trigger godlike reflexes because it's naturally has a 3, and his Lone Wolf lowers that by 1, so it goes down to 2. So now it tries to ensure he always has godlike reflexes at start of turn, at start combat. If unit speed is greater than equal to foe speed -4, and unit special ray or unit special trigger during combat, deals damage equals 50% of unit speed. When special triggers, reduce damage from foes attack by 40%. I think this is definitely a returning skill because it doesn't say it here either. I've heard though that this skill was originally only in a limited context. Now it's in a regular pool by putting on Felix. Attack speed Bulwark 3. Foes with range equals 1 cannot move through space adjacent to a unit, and foes range equal to 2 can't move through space with the 2-space unit. Inflicts attack speed -4 on foe during combat. So yeah, okay, Bulwark skills already exist. They all have the same basic effect. Foes with range equals 1 can't move through spaces adjacent to unit, and foes with range equals 2 can't move through spaces within 2-space unit. That's Gatekeeper's effect. Gatekeeper's effect reduces like it tries to prevent units from being able to he's literally a gatekeeper. He stops them from getting past him. Bulwark is essentially Gatekeeper's ability, but in more limited scale. It doesn't have as many effects on it. So but the basic effect's still the same. Where based on range, they can't move past their attack range of this unit. So they can't move past Felix's range here if they can reach him. And inflicts attack speed on his foe during combat. Attack speed -4 on foe during combat. So yeah, that's the difference between these Bulwark skills is that they different ones grant different stat reductions, and they also restore sanity if after combat. So that's another way for him to gain. That's another way for him to regain a little bit of HP between encounters. Speed smoke is like it was least useful things. Oh, but it's 4. After combat, inflicts speed +7 on target and foes in 2 space of target through next actions, and grants speed +6 and dodge to give next. Okay, that is actually pretty useful. Okay, so Rhea. I know Casey Bryan was freaking out with the fact that we got base Rhea. I'm not too surprised we got her, but I'm kind of surprised it took this long. Like we've had like, of course we had Saros. Then we had Rhea as a backdrop to buy that during the summer banner. Then we had finally had Halloween Rhea, and then we had Fallen Rhea, and now we have base Rhea. It took forever for us to actually get Rhea, but she's still a dragon. It makes sense because what usually happens is that whenever they make a character who's a dragon, they pretty much always keep them as a dragon because it adds more variety and it actually allows them to keep doing dragons here. It sucks that we're not seeing things like that's even more, that's like what they do with Robin too. Robin can use swords, but they almost never give him swords because they wanted to focus on the tones that are more versatile. Like swords are so common. It's like, why give your character a sword when you can give something else? So that's generally why if a character has more weapons, they usually often go with the lesser of the two. And Rhea's no exception. They always make her a dragon pretty much, and this is the same thing. It'd be cool to get the Sword of Saros at some point, but they're probably not gonna bother. I don't think we'll ever see a Sword of Saros in FEH. And if we do, maybe it'll be like on, I don't know, an alt of Elgar or something. I don't know. Okay. Or the only other option, I don't even think they do that either. Like, I was thinking that they could do like they could do Fallen Saros or something based on Crimson Flower. But even then, do you think they'd still make her the Immaculate One? Revealing Breath. Accelerates special combat mass 1. If foe in combat or foe's HP is greater equal to 7% entire combat, grants +5 to all stats you get during combat. You make a guaranteed follow-up attack. Inflicts special cone charge -1 foe per attack, only highest value applied, and reduces damage to foe's follow-up attack by 30% of units res during combat. For zero weapons, follow-up attack means a second strike. For weapons that attack unit attacks twice, that means 3 to 4 strikes. Yeah, of course. Oh, so it's saying that she does not get the reduction on the second attack of a brave weapon. Interesting. That's why they had to clarify that, because what they're saying is that only the follow-up attack applies. It doesn't apply for the a brave weapon. If foe's rank equals 2, calculate damage for these lower foe's reds. True Dragon Wall, I believe that Rhea and Saros had this before. Although I think this is an inheritable. Isn't this not inheritable? I think True Dragon Wall is exclusive. Oh, it is. This is exclusive Fallen Rhea. So yeah, she is actually not great for inheritables. She's only got attack rate Scowl 4. Otherwise, this is not inheritable, this is not inheritable. So she is actually pretty bad with inheritables. If foe in his combat or foe's HP is greater than 70% at start of combat, grants attack res +7 unit during combat. And also, foe's attack and triggers foe's special, and units res is greater equal to foe's res +5 during combat. Inflict special cone count +1 on foe before foe's first attack. Grants attack res +7 2 unit during combat. And a foe's attack can trigger foe's special, and units res rating equal foe's res +5. Inflict special cone count +1 on foe before foe's first attack. Okay. So this is a combination of guard and what's the other one? It's like it's like a dual stance skill. like attacking res stance or something. Stance to reduce damage, right? Because like there's like there's the offensive ones and there's the defensive ones for I forget what it was. I haven't seen these things in a while. So but either way, she's pretty bad in terms of her herbal skills because she's only got this one, and it's not even that great. It's attacking res too, like not many characters want that. If it's attacking speed, characters like that, but she's clearly be slow because that's why she's got an enforced double attack. Yeah, yeah, because he's doubling her. He's doubling her, so that's why she's slow though. She's slow because she gets damage reduction on follow attacks. So that's kind of the point here. The point here is that she because she gets guaranteed damage reduction on follow attacks. It kind of they like want other enemies to attack her. It's expecting that they'll attack her, and she in turn gets like higher stats and other stats other than speed in order to improve her defenses. So she's a pretty good unit overall. I mean, she's not like a, one of those demo like Sylvain here who is kind of bad. It's funny though they gave him an axe because a lot of people like the secondary with him on axes. Moonbow, attack defense catch 3, spur attack defense 4. Yeah, pretty bad. The allied skills I think are a new set of weapons, and this is the first allied axe skill. So add axe plus grants attack defense plus 4 to allies within 2 spaces during combat. If you within 2 spaces ally, grants attack defense plus 4 during combat. I'm pretty sure I've seen this before with other weapons, but this is the first axe one we've gotten, obviously, because it's new. It doesn't seem that great though. And now we've got Rearmed Ingrid, which is it's literally just 3 Hopes Ingrid. It's just her exact design for 3 Hopes. But her Arcane Luin is inheritable. That's a good skill. But she's still got a decent amount of inheritables because she's got Arcane Luin, she's got Guard Bearing 4, and she's got Speed Defense Hold. But Knightly Devotion is clearly an skill. Exercise Special Trigger Clunk out -1 and start combat if units HP is greater than 20% grants +5 to all stats to unit during combat. Deals damage equals 20% with unit speed, including when dealing damage with a special trigger before combat. Oh, interesting. So that like a area effect attacks. So it also adds 20% of unit speed to that. Neutralizes foes' bonuses to speed and defense during combat. And if unit speed is greater than foe speed, neutralizes effects that guarantee foes' follow attacks, and effects that prevent units fall. So if her speed is greater than foe speed, she has no follow up on there too. A lot of units now are getting this no follow up built into the weapon. But this is an inheritable weapon though, so that's pretty good actually. Yeah, but of course this is definitely better for units of high speed. Knightly Devotion. I think this is the second Lance Arcane we have now, right? Because the first Arcane Lance was actually Alfred. And that wasn't that long ago. That was like a couple months ago. Knightly Devotion. Enables Canter Remain +1. If you enter combat or is within 2 spaces ally, grants +8 to unit on all stats, and neutralizes units' penalties during combat. And restores 7 HP after combat. What? +8 to all stats during combat? I don't think I've ever seen +8 to all stats during combat. I've seen +7. That's like the most I've seen, but not +8. Guard-Bearing 4 inflicts speed and defense -4 on foe during combat. Reduces damage from attacks during combat and from air effect specials, excluding Roker air effect specials by X%. During units' first combat initiative by foe each turn. X equals 6, X equals 3. During units' first combat initiated by foe. Okay. So, when the foe attacks on enemy phase, it's 60% for the foe, the first foe's attack. Otherwise, if it's on an allied phase or if it's on enemy phase. If it's an allied phase or it's an enemy phase after the first foe, it's only 30%. It's like speed defense minus 4 on foes within 3 spaces during combat. That whole skill is actually kind of nice because it's like, wow, within 3 spaces, that's pretty far away. All right, so that's it for this banner then. Ingrid looks pretty nice. I do like 3 Hopes Ingrid. I think I like the 3 Hopes Ingrid more than Warphase Ingrid, to be honest. We have a new ally here. We have a new NPC here called Kvasir for some reason. But otherwise, it doesn't seem like there's like a new battle here. So I have no idea how this is going to play out. We'll see, I guess. And of course, like, because it's a new main story title, I'll definitely be... I'll try and find time to stream that one when it comes out. Okay, well, that's it for the 3 Hopes banner and Rearmed Ingrid. Until next time.